The motorspirit is in Florida, beginning a celebration of the sports car. We start at the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance. It's a bucket list item that's up there with Pebble Beach and offers a little more.
1953 Aston Martin DD2 Drophead Coupe James Causey from Philo, Illinois.
The organizers have a Rolodex, attracting the best of the world's greatest racing cars and racing drivers. Race cars used to be considered expendable tools. When done, they were pushed to the back of the shop. Here, they are restored and returned to celebrate past glories. Jaguars of the 1950s epitomize a sports car and were popular both on the road and the track. The 1959 Paris Auto Show introduced the Ferrari 250 short wheelbase Berlinetta, 9 inches shorter than its predecessor, the 250 Tour de France. It became one of the last dual-purpose cars. Race at Silverstone or Brands Hatch on Sunday, drive to lunch on Monday. It was Ferrari's first road car with disc brakes. The 250 arrived with low weight, high power, and a sorted-out suspension for a fully developed, balanced car. With long, feminine front fenders, side slants, meaty tire wheel combination, and a squatty posture, ready to pounce with its V12 engine. Less than 200 were built, and they won everything everywhere. It was a featured car at Amelia Island. By the 1980s and 90s, the single-purpose sports car prototype was at the center of sports car racing, and the weapon of choice to win was the Porsche 962. It was Porsche's first monocoque body and foray into aerodynamics, and they mastered turbocharging technology and getting the car to 200 plus miles per hour along the Mulsanne Strait. The car helped make the careers of Jackie Ickx, Hurley Haywood, Derek Bell, and others, with multiple Le Mans wins and IMSA championships, who were on hand. But mysteriously, its designer Norbert Singer was hardly mentioned over the weekend. Amelia Island attracts auctions with various grades of cars and the best of rarefied classic cars.
$1 million.
If you come, hotels near the Jacksonville airport are within about a half-hour drive of all of the activities. Get there early in the day to avoid heavy traffic, and be ready for the parking pirates from the nearby golf club to overcharge you for a parking space. From Amelia Island, it is to a rainy Sebring. This visit is Super Sebring, where the World Endurance Championship cars that race at Le Mans, held a race on Friday, and on a rainy Saturday morning, the cars of IMSA started the traditional 12 hours of Sebring. The race poster and program cover tells the real story of how there are two races when there should have been one. The WEC and IMSA are stubborn in each of their own ways in making their cars and classes incompatible for a true international event. Some cars look kind of alike, and some are alike. Even the lap times are similar. The WEC Le Mans prototype class has lost Audi and Porsche, leaving Toyota to race itself. And IMSA, in contrast, has conjured up the Daytona Prototype International class, using off-the-shelf Le Mans LMP2 chassis for North American branded production engines. Allegedly, these cars have road relevance, but as a sports car, there's no room for a passenger. Really, they are single-seaters with a roof and fenders. Cadillac has achieved the most success with their General Motors V8. The Nissan effort is quasi-factory and has Z-Car and Nismo heritage. Acura has hired the Penske organization to run their program, and they have had some moderate success. Mazda brought on Reinhold Jost of Audi and Porsche team management fame to run their program, to date without success. In the GT class, Ford gets points for how they have marketed the Ford GT and remarketed their 50-year-old Le Mans wins. It's hard to see the GT as a production car when an application and approval is required to buy one. Competing against the Ford GT, the Porsche 911 looks like one, but there is nothing like it at your Porsche dealer. Many sections of Sebring are named after famous drivers. One may be a little less known, Olivier Gendebien. Born into an aristocratic, wealthy Belgian family, early rally successes brought him attention from Enzo Ferrari. He drove for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s with tremendous success, especially in Ferrari sports cars, winning Le Mans 4 times, the Targa Florio 3 times, Sebring 3 times. Aspiring for Formula One, with minor success, Ferrari found him too useful to risk in Formula One. His partnership and successes with Phil Hill helped Ferrari become a global brand. Like Phil Hill, he had mechanical sympathy of looking after the car. He won 3/4 of the World Endurance Championship races in 1961 and 62. He died at 74 in the south of France in 1998. Le Mans and Sebring would draw a crowd if it was turtle racing. Sebring is America's Le Mans. The fans are knowledgeable and ready to party, and they speak English. If you come, Get the full impact. Stay at the track. RVs are available from Orlando. Sebring should be on everyone's bucket list. We come to the West Coast and Laguna Seca for the Blancpain Intercontinental GT Series. This is a global endurance series for GT3 sports cars. Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Audi, BMW, Bentley.
Three qualifying sessions, 11:20, 11:42, and 12:05. They're each 15 minutes in length for drivers 1, 2, and 3 for the California 8th hour.
Somehow, the series remains obscure, with little coverage from the racing press. But they began in Australia, came to Laguna, will go to Spa, Suzuka, and end in South Africa at Kalilami.
Be sure to follow Lexus Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lexus Racing USA. Experience amazing.
These are factory efforts, and the drivers are full professionals, experienced at Sebring, Le Mans, DTM, and IMSA. 60 drivers from 19 countries. Last year, one driver clocked over 200 flight hours to 5 continents, 20 countries, 172 nights in hotels, and 26 racetracks. These are global, long-distance pros. Lap times are comparable to one IMSA runs here at Laguna. Amazingly, nobody hit one another or stuffed it into a wall. There were no caution flags over the 8 hours of racing. That separated first and second by 15 seconds. A contrast to the demolition derby of Formula One's Bahrain Grand Prix the same weekend.
Your winning three, Tim Slade, Nick Foster, and Miguel Molina. Congratulations, guys. Go ahead and lift those trophies up high for us. Go ahead and lift the trophies up for the photos, please.